Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check.
Yeah, right.
Mic check. Mic check, 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 mic.
Boomer's not going to get past today.
Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Stanley Boyd might be one, but then they're on the road to.
Mic check.
The height.
Well, yeah, that's a Lake Superior.
Right.
Oh, it's a cool field because you can see the lake.
Can you?
You can see the harbor. You can see the roof.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we go. Maybe a Boyceville? So it could be a Boyceville Spring Valley. As the winner of that one goes to play Edgar Regis winner. So maybe there's a, I don't know. Again, it'll be. As far as this is the first of 3 games I'm doing in 24 hours.
Oh, jeez, 24.
So I got tonight. I got Blue Golds tomorrow with the students, and then Memorial VB tomorrow night. So, though I think I've got V-ball pretty well down.
Oh yeah.
You print up a chart with everybody's names in nice big letters and big numbers, and you can pretty much recognize who's doing what.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is you followed them well enough that you say that.
Well, now I can. Yeah, and I recognize kids without having to look at a chart, and then
that saves you just looking at one
for
team.
Sure. I mean, and that's to what you also brought up is latching on with one team. That's the advantage. But honestly, parking in here all year, I kind of like that.
Oh God, compared to some of the places we've been.
Well, right.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Besides that, because I want to talk to him, because I want to make sure we're getting enough hockey in. Because I would argue that hockey is a bigger deal around here than it is any place else in the state. Because you have multiple teams that are good.
Yeah.
I mean, versus Central Wisconsin, you got Spash and West.
Yeah.
And maybe
now,
Rapids.
Even though West is.
Right, and West is not what they used to be.
No.
Should we get this going here fairly soon? Can we kill 10 minutes of action? I got plenty of reads, too.
Yeah, but only if you can get the mic.
Oh, well, volume. Well, that's going to be important. Okay. Everything is hooked up the way it should be?
Yeah, you're getting all
Yeah,
the
we're
mics.
getting it there. Oh, boy. Maybe it's that guy, that IT guy from Regis that helped us 2 years ago. Yeah, sticking it to us. Check, check, check. Testing, testing, testing. I'm seeing something. Check, 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 check. Testing, 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 testing. 3. Test, 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 test. Check, 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 check.
10, Brett Lipko. Number 14, Aiden Maxwell. Number 52, Parker Beekle. Number 61, Carter McGovern. Number 67, Jack Steinmeier. Number 68, Mason Clare. And number 79, Brett Kopp. Coach Mike Berker, his staff, and the rest.
Good evening and welcome to Carson Park at Eau Claire. It is playoff time for WIAA football teams. And we begin in Division 7 with the defending state champions, Regis Ramblers, hosting the Wolves of Elmwood, Plum City. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Radovich, joined up in the booth by the former Wisconsin Badger and Eau Claire Memorial assistant coach Dave Sparger. And Spargs, we saw Regis roll to the state title last year. Different team this year, different personnel, number of guys back. But this group is used to having success. What do you expect out of the Ramblers tonight?
Well, we talked about this last year. One of the nice things they've got is all the experience. You know, last year when they would roll up those scores, all these kids were getting those second half of those games. So these kids have a ton of even playoff experience. So I expect them just to keep things rolling, run their offense as efficient as they've done all year. And I guess, Regis to me is just another team you look out for in the playoffs.
Today's pregame show brought to you by Asher Exteriors. Call Asher's for your free no-obligation estimate at 888-GO-ASHER or visit goasher.com. That is goasher.com. Get off the ladder and get gutter helmet with Asher Lasting Exteriors. Trust the experts on your most valuable asset, your home. Give them a call today at 888-GO-ASHER. Spargs, when you look at the Wolves of Elmwood Plum City, they were basically in a playoff-type game last week. They had to win to get in, and they were awfully impressive in knocking off Glenwood City.
Yeah, they played really well last week, and they're leading back that Blake Allen had a heck of a game, and that's somebody that Regis is really going to have to keep under control tonight.
Elmwood Plum City will kick off, and we are underway here at Carson Park. And a good return by the Ramblers. And getting all the way up to the 45-yard line is Ian Andrews. He's one of those players, Spargs, that fits the bill of what you were talking about. Got a lot of playing time last year, even though he wasn't a starter on both sides of the ball. Well, one class graduates, the next group takes their place, and Andrews is one of those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see a lot of names tonight that we remember from last year on that state title run. So, again, a lot of good experience for Regis.
So the Ramblers will begin from their own 44. Owen Weisenberger is the quarterback. Throws, and he's got his man on the near side. That's Everett Tate into Wolves territory, taken down at the 41.
Well, already Regis deciding to come out and throw the football. I thought we'd be lucky to see one or two passes all game the way these two teams run the football.
From their own 44 down to the 41-yard line of the Wolves. Now Weisenberger goes under center. And that familiar inverted double wing. Toss to Andrews, and he goes down the sideline 41 yards for the Regis Ramblers touchdown.
Well, there it is. They came out in that traditional inverted double wing. Little pitch power. They just turn it, pitch it to that wing. He finds a little seam and goes the distance.
Well, just like that, Regis on the board. Just 40 seconds into this one. I'd call that an impressive opening drive of 11 plays, 56 yards. Ramblers lined up going for two. And going right into the end zone.
Yeah, same play going left. Same thing with pitch power. Take it inside, an easy two-point conversion.
Noah Labor running that one in. So the Ramblers out quickly, leading by a score of 8-0. We'll keep it right here. How about that? 2 plays, 56 yards. In a matter of seconds, Sparks. I'd call that impressive.
Well, obviously Regis getting off to the start they wanted. They wanted to get on top tonight, and they wanted to get on top early, try to make things uncomfortable for the Wolves. The one thing the Wolves are very prolific with is running the football. They run a kind of an unbalanced power I set where they come out in the shotgun and have their two running backs basically standing right next to it, and then they can shotgun it to either one of them to run, but obviously Blake Allen is their main running back. But the one thing they are not good at, and that's throwing the football, at least they have not shown much of it this year, is they basically only attempted 1 or 2 passes per game this year.
Aiden Burtzer, number 11. Blake Allen, number 2. Back deep for the Wolves. Kick is in the air, carrying Blake Allen back to his own 10. Allen trying to cut back. He's taken down at his 20. So that's where Elmwood Plum City will start on offense. And like you said, Sparks, they don't really have a quarterback per se. Aiden Burtzer has thrown the ball a few times, but by and large, this is a running attack. They can snap it to one of a couple backs back there. Blake Allen is the workhorse. He wears number 2. Wolves will start out from their own 23. And it's Allen on the carry. Blake Allen will carry it across the 30. Well, it's an offense that can be really straightforward, or they can kind of throw some of that deception at you. And it seemed like that time Regis was expecting the handoff on the counter. Instead, Allen kept it.
Yeah, and you can see right there how Burtzer and Allen stand side by side. Both of them have their hands ready to take the snap, and you're right. That time Allen took it to the right, faked the reverse, and just kept it for good 8 yards.
Burtzer on the keep. Off left tackle. And he'll get across the 30-yard line to bring up a 3rd and short. First drive for Elmwood Plum City after the Ramblers went 56 yards in 2 plays for their score.
Yeah, really important for Elmwood Plum City to sustain drives. They need to make sure they run that clock and use a lot of it and keep those drives alive.
Allen, good power running right there. He gets across the 35-yard line. That's a first down for the Wolves.
And the Wolves will take that all night. 3 plays, first down. 3 plays, first down. Again, it just keeps that ball in their possession and keep that explosive Regis offense on the sideline.
You got 2 big guys up there on the O-line. Jack Steinmeier, the center, he goes 230. Brett Kopp goes 310. Blake Allen pushing forward. One of the Ramblers lost his helmet, and he will have to check out. And that's Braden Albee.
Number 5 has to leave for 1 play.
So checking in for the Ramblers is Landon Semling, who wears number 60.
Edgar on the tackle, also in on the stop.
2nd and 5 now for the Wolves.
Gain of almost 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 for the Wolves at their own 41.
Burtzer across the 45 and fairly close to first down yardage.
Gave him a little different look that time. They kind of showed to the wide side. They were going to go unbalanced left, but took that snap and went to the weak side and picked up a good 4 yards. Again, leaving them very short and manageable 3rd and 1 here.
Auto, home, business, or workers' insurance, it's all under one roof at Potter Agency Insurance. That's Potter Agency Insurance, Claremont Avenue, Eau Claire. 3rd and 1 Wolves from their own 46.
Look for Allen here, number 2.
Allen's going to run it off left tackle. He's got the first down and carrying a couple Ramblers with them all the way down to the 46-yard line of the Ramblers. Well, they list Blake Allen at 5'8", 180, but he runs with some power.
There's a lot more coming at you than 180. He absolutely runs downhill, keeps those pads forward, and he is a tough guy to handle.
Allen again around the left side, lunging forward inside the 40.
Well, Regis making the adjustment defensively now. They're what we basically call it cover 2, but they're going to invert those safeties. Those safeties are the ones that are actually going to come flying and filling. And so you'll see that out of the secondary. You'll see those secondary guys from deep come when they see that play action or something going. They're going to come and fill hard.
Gain is 7 for Blake Allen on that last carry. Brings up a 2nd and 3. Allen gets outside, still on his feet inside the 30. Blake Allen all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, nothing fancy, right? I mean, they just get it right back to him. He's got all those lead blockers, the unbalanced look, and they just run it right at you. Again, a nice pickup.
And interesting in this offensive set, what Elmwood Plum City has done is take the tight end Brent Lifto, whereas number 10, and putting him in the backfield but close to the line of scrimmage, so he's functioning as a blocking back. First and 10, Wolves from the Ramblers 27. Blake Allen pushing forward, spun down at the 22.
Yeah, you're right. All they're really done, instead of putting him at that tight end position, they've put him back really more like a fullback position. So he is your lead blocker going through, and they're doubling down and just letting him lead through up on those linebackers.
2nd and 5 now for the Wolves. This drive started right around their own 20, and they've done it all on the ground. Line of scrimmage is the 22 of Regis. Burtzer trying to get to the edge, cuts it back, taken down right around the 15. And that's a first down, Elmwood Plum City.
Well, and there's your counter, right? You get so used to watching Blake Allen go to that strong side, little power football. All they do then is they direct snapped it to Burtzer. He goes to the weak side with a pulling guard or tackle leading the way. He bounced that one, but he picks up enough for a first down and another first down and a very impressive drive right here for Elmwood Plum City.
Line of scrimmage now, the Regis 15. First and 10 for Elmwood Plum City. Burtzer fakes the handoff, taken down on a nice job by Everett Tate.
Yeah, real nice job by Everett Tate coming off that backside, not fooled by the play action in the backfield at all. He chased that down from behind for a loss of 1 on the play.
Loss of 1 on the play.
So it'll bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Wolves. Line of scrimmage is now the 16-yard line.
For the Wolves at the Ramblers 16.
Blake Allen finds a seam. Allen pushing forward.
Still going.
Inside the 5-yard line. Hard running Blake Allen.
13, 14 yards on that pickup. And again, just their base, simple little power play right off tackle. And a nice job by the guys up front, creating a big seam. And they're first and goal from the 2.
Another score to pass along in Division 6. Mondovi, defending state runner-up, leading Bonduelle 6-0. First quarter. Snap to Blake Allen. Pushing forward. Now he bounces free, and he's into the end zone for an Elmwood Plum City touchdown.
Well, I'm assuming Regis thought they had him all bottled up and we're going to make the stop, but he just bounced off. What a great run right there by Blake Allen to keep those feet moving.
Officially credited as a 2-yard TD run, but he ran a lot further than that. I thought he was down, Sparks, and he just kept the feet going and bounced it outside.
Yeah, he played to the whistle, right? He just kept going. There was no whistle. He got off that main pile and bounced it outside for the touchdown.
So the Wolves will go for 2. Blake Allen following his blockers into the end zone. 2-point conversion, and we are all tied with 4:43 to go in the first quarter. We got a good one going here from Carson Park. Back with more after this on Zaleski Sports.
Asher Lasting Exteriors is committed to craftsmanship, innovation, and outstanding customer service as Western Wisconsin's trusted gutter and gutter helmet experts. Our highly trained certified technicians can install gutter helmet onto new or existing gutters. Gutter helmet blends in beautifully with your home, can withstand the heaviest of rainfalls, and is backed by a lifetime transferable warranty. Save up to 20% with zero down and no interest or payments for up to 18 months with seamless gutters and gutter helmet. Brought to you by Asher Lasting Exteriors.
The majority of the milk delivered to schools in Eau Claire and Central Wisconsin happens with locally owned Blue Northern Distribution. Now is your chance to join the team at Blue Northern. Hiring for drivers in Eau Claire and Sparta. Apply online today at BlueNorthernDistributing.com. Each team with a touchdown and 2-point conversion on its opening drive. We're all tied 8 apiece with 4:43 remaining in the first quarter. Victor Placencia will kick it off. And it's a short kick. It's going to go out of bounds, so the penalty will give the Ramblers possession at their own 35-yard line.
Well, as explosive as the Ramblers are, it's almost a benefit for the Wolves.
Preliminary call illegal procedure against Elmwood Plum City.
And in fact, Regis is going to make them re-kick it.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team going to re-kick.
Yeah, and I think with the returners that the Ramblers have, they got some really good speed guys back there, and I think they would rather give those guys an opportunity to break a long one versus just take it at the 35.
That and their kicker does not kick it real deep. So they'll probably field this around the 30 or 25-yard line. So they're obviously expecting a much better return than just to the 35 as they would get from out of bounds.
We'll see if Placencia pooches this one, dribbles it, or tries to get a foot in it. Squibs it. And a great return for the Ramblers, Ian Andrews. He's going to take it all the way for a Regis Ramblers touchdown. However, we got a flag down back in Ramblers territory.
Yeah, flag down at the 44 behind the play. That flag came out as Andrews broke it to go the distance.
Receiving team.
But that holding call will bring it back and take the points off the board.
Well, again, and I think it shows you why Regis wants to get the ball in the hands of their game breakers. And, you know, you look at guys like Ian Andrews and Everett Tate, they got some burners. We're talking, you know, track sprinter speed.
Oh,
both of those guys.
Top end speed, no doubt about it. And like we said, that's exactly why they took that penalty and made them re-kick again rather than just take it at the 35. They want those guys to get touches. They want them to be able to carry the football, and this is why you saw him right there. Andrews just break another long one.
All right, we've had some big plays in this one, Sparks. Plenty of highlights, and we're still in the first quarter. So the Ramblers will take over at their own 34, which is 1 yard behind where they would have had they taken the penalty. But again, I like the decision to kick it again. So the Ramblers come out in that tightly packed inverted double wing. And on the toss, good carry that time by Chase Kotz.
Yeah, a little pitch power off to the left side. Picks up 10.
First down for the Ramblers at their own 44.
For the Ramblers at their own 44.
Koska again. Thrown back, but he does get across the 45.
Wolves a little better job that time of containing that little pitch power. Just picks up 2 that time.
Boy, this is, we're early in this one, Sparks, but this is one of these games where the defensive coordinators are going to really have their work cut out for them to try to make some adjustments to what they're seeing from the opposing offense.
Yeah, it's so hard to adjust these teams as balanced as they are.
Andrews on the carry. somehow squirts through that pile and gets into Wolves territory, taken down at the 46.
Looks like to be about a half yard short here. So 3rd and short here for Regis.
Third and less than a yard for the Ramblers at their Wolves 46.
Ramblers will pitch that one off to Everett Tate. He pushes forward right around to the 40, and that'll be a first down for the Ramblers.
Well, this is much more what we were expecting, obviously, coming into the game. You know, Regis just ran 2 plays for that touchdown, their first possession, but realistically, this is kind of what we expected, right? All these runs, long sustained drives, and right now we're getting that from both the Wolves and the Ramblers.
1st and 10 from the 40. Everett Tate breaking tackles and taking it down to the 30-yard line.
Great run right there by Tate. Hit in the hole, was able to break that tackle and give a little spin move to the linebacker. Picked up 10.
First down, Ramblers.
But again, we talked about the depth of this team and all the experience they have coming back from that playoff team last. They're shifting in their running backs. They're 3-4 at a time. They just keep changing up, keeping them fresh.
Weisenberger brings them to the line. They'll run the toss to Andrews, trying to get wide. Strung out pretty well by the front of that Wolves defense. Parker Beachel had the tackle.
Yeah, that's that complementary to that pitch power. They'll run that little toss sweep and get more on the edge. And so that one only picked up 3 to 4 on that first down carry.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Yeah, we've got a Wolves player who is down. Not too happy about it. The Olympic Flame Restaurant in Eau Claire has been a delicious dining option since 1980. Uncle Lampros brought homemade family recipes from Greece, and the tradition continues today at Olympic Flame Restaurant. Eau Claire's best-kept secret, Olympic Flame Greek Restaurant on London Road. Marquardt Motors, your local Buick and GMC dealer, has the area's largest pre-owned and new vehicle inventory with new arrivals daily. View the inventory at marquardtmotors.com or stop in to talk to a friendly salaried sales consultant. We've got 2:01 remaining in the first quarter. We're all tied, Elmwood, Plum City, and Regis. And while they tend to that injured Wolves player, we'll step aside for 30 seconds. Back with more football on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
The injured Elmwood Plum City player is lineman Parker Beachel. He's a senior, 5'10", 190, getting some assistance to the far sideline, some type of leg injury. But he's a two-way player, and that'll create another challenge for the Elmwood Plum City coaching staff. Got a good group, but they just do not have the depth that the Ramblers have. Ramblers have a 2nd and 7 from the Wolves 27 and multiple penalty markers thrown.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense.
Yeah, Koska got a little head start there on that snap, so that'll cost him 5 yards.
Level 1 of the WIAA playoffs. These teams trying to get to Camp Randall Stadium in Madison. Right up the middle goes Albee, all the way to the end zone for a Regis touchdown. 32 yards. Braden Albee on that fullback delay. And the Ramblers are back in the lead.
It is just fun to watch that play. We watched it a ton last year. And again, that fullback just literally stands up. He gets the football but doesn't move for a count. All the backfield motions going like a toss sweep or pitch power, and everybody goes flying out in the perimeter and leaves that middle just wide open for him to run.
Jack Schroeder for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. 1:33 remaining in the first quarter. Regis leading Elmwood Plum City by a score of 15-8. Got more football coming up after this on Zaleski Sports.
At Marquardt Motors, we want our customers to experience the highest possible level of satisfaction. That's why we offer the largest selection of new and used vehicles at the lowest possible price. It's why we offer Saturday service, and we have our own body shop on site. I'm Dave Marquardt. I invite you to come experience the personal service we worked for 50 years to achieve and will continue to improve on for many years to come.
All right, we are back at Carson Park. 3 offensive drives have produced 3 touchdowns. 2 for the Ramblers, 1 for the Wolves. And now it's Regis kicking off. Burtzer and Allen back deep for Elmwood Plum City. Sparks, we've been entertained so far.
Oh, yeah, very explosive offenses, and again, just a ton of runs, and they're just kind of going right at each other. It's a good game here in the first quarter.
Noah Labor to kick it off for the Ramblers. Allen on the return. And he's swallowed up. He does spin forward close to the 20, but good coverage by the Regis kick team. Play It Again Sports in Eau Claire is your go-to for buying, selling, and trading your new and secondhand sports equipment and apparel. Sharing our love for sports and your bank account. That's Play It Again Sports, East Hamilton Avenue, Eau Claire. So the Wolves will start on their own 19-yard line.
First and 10 for the Wolves at their own 19.
Snap to Allen. Started up the middle, pushed it outside. The Ramblers are saying the ball came loose. I haven't seen anything from the officials just yet.
Yeah, they're saying down before that came loose. But again, a much better job by Regis that time of bottling up that pitch power. Only a gain of 1 on that one.
So it's a gain of 1.
Gain of 1. Second and 9 for the Wolves at their 20.
Oh, bad snap.
Allen trying to get out of trouble, and he is taken down for a loss. Well, these are the kind of things that Elmwood Plum City can't do. They need to play a clean game, and they need to keep pace with the Ramblers. They can't get down a couple, 3 scores because they're just not built to score quickly and, get in a high-scoring shootout. They like to be the team that dictates, builds a lead, and then makes somebody come back on them.
Yeah, you said it. Their last drive was outstanding, right? That first possession, stayed ahead of the chains, short downs and 3rd down 1, 3rd down 2, were always able to pick it up. But, boy, they've now got to sit in here with a 3rd and 14, and they don't throw the football, folks. So it's a 3rd and 14 and a run play coming at you here as the first quarter ends.
We'll have second quarter action coming up right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Today's game is brought to you by Toyson Ford. Stop in at Toyson Ford to pick out your new ride. Come see why all your friends and neighbors say you'll find a friend at Toyson Ford. An SC Swiderski apartment or home is certain to be where you want to live, work, and play throughout the Chippewa Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Wall to Wall Carpet One, located on East Hamilton Avenue in Eau Claire. Give Wall to Wall Carpet One a call at 715-598-4485. Since 2009, Momentum Baseball Academy has been leading baseball instruction in western Wisconsin. Momentum Baseball Academy, official partner of the Eau Claire Express.
Welcome back to Carson Park, ready to start the second quarter. Division 7 Level 1 playoff game. Defending state champs from Eau Claire Regis on top of Elmwood Plum City 15-8. And the Wolves looking at a 3rd and 14 from their own 15-yard line. Bob Radovich, Dave Sparger here at Carson Park. First quarter was entertaining, Sparks.
Oh, yeah, excellent first quarter. Both teams played very well. Big play here, though, to start the second quarter. 3rd and 14. Wolves are deep in their own zone, and they need to do something here positive. Maybe if not pick up the first down, at least pick up yardage to gain some on that punt. So, big play right here.
Here's the question, Sparks. Will they pass the ball?
I'm going to say no. If you look at their season stats, they've only thrown it about 12 times all year. So we'll see what happens here.
They do have Sean Sagini split out wide to the right. And running straight up the middle will be Burtzer. And he's taken down short of the 20.
And no surprise, at least for me, they ran a little bit of counter right there, tried to get Allen to look like he was carrying the football. Burtzer kept it right up the middle and only picked up about 3. And it looks like he might be down. Nope, number 10.
Yeah, that's Brent Lifto, who's listed as a tight end, but they keep Lifto, at least in this game, they've kept Lifto in the backfield, and he's used as a blocking back. And again, Sparks, we can see early on, the Wolves have athletes. But you look over on that far sideline, and, they've got decent depth for a Division 7 team, but Regis has tremendous depth for a D7 team.
Yeah, predominantly the Wolves, all their good athletes are all playing both ways, right? I mean, they're both offense, defense, special teams, they'll do it all. Regis has got that advantage of, their best athletes might play some both ways, but it's some. It's not the whole game. They can get rest. They can get other kids to get some snaps where they come over and get a drink of water or just regroup or have to talk to the coaches, and that's tough for the Wolves. When they lose one of their star players, that's a kid that's going both ways.
So we've already seen an injury to Parker Beachel, the lineman, and now it's Brett Lifto, walking off under his own power. That's the good news, but we'll see how long he might have to sit.
Yeah, he is walking off on his own power, so that is good to see. He should hopefully be able to return for the Wolves.
So we'll see what Elmwood Plum City does here now. Punting. Dylan Zeilinger is back standing at his own 6-yard line. And Zeilinger's going to angle this one away from Preston Haas, the deep man. So the Ramblers will start this drive in good field position. HS Fence has served Wisconsin's commercial and residential fencing needs for the last 18 years. HS Fence specializing in chain link, vinyl, wood, and ornamental fencing. At Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, whether you are a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured that you will receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect. When you need it most, visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
There's their inside counter.
And carrying the ball into Wolves territory is Everett Tate.
Yeah, it's the first time they've ran that play tonight. And off that pitch power, they'll hand it off and then give that inside reverse to the other wing coming through, so pick up about 6 on there. But again, the Regis defense was the first team tonight to come up with a defensive stop, and a great time for them is now they've got a chance with great field position to go up 2 scores if they can put a drive together.
2nd and 3 from the 49, trying to break out of that scrum there is Chase Koska. He got wrapped up by Brett Kopp. Now, Kopp is a sophomore who goes 6'3", 310. You think Coach Mike Bertzer is happy to have him around for another couple of years?
Yeah, he's a big kid, and he moves well. I mean, you watch him offensive, defensive line. That young man can really move it with that size.
1st and 10, Ramblers. They'll keep it on the ground. And Brandon Meyer will carry that one. His first carry of the game. And that speaks again, Sparks, to the depth of this Regis team. The fact that, they can bring in any number of 4 guys as a backup running back, and they don't lose a whole lot.
No, you're absolutely right. And they've shown that again tonight. A lot of different guys carrying the football.
Andrews will carry it this time, trying to break outside. Tried to slip out of a tackle. But the Wolves are able to bring him down. Riley Beckel on the tackle. 3rd and 6 now. Or check that. 3rd and, we'll call it a long 4.
3rd and 4 for the Ramblers at the 39.
Delayed handoff. Albie, that time the Wolves are ready for it.
Yeah, great job up front that time, as they were not fooled. And guess who's back in? Lifto. Great job of reading that, as he just came back in on defense after going out with that leg injury. So good to see him back in the game, making a big play for the Wolves, making it 4th and a long 3.
Ramblers will go for it. This has been a staple of how they played under head coach Bryant Brenner. And they'll run the reverse. Andrews trying to get outside, jukes a man. Andrews down the sideline, and he's hauled down inside the 15-yard line. Well, he did the little stop and go, got to the edge, carried it for a 1st down.
Yeah, the Wolves, number 25, Riley Beckel, had an opportunity to come up with the big play there in the backfield, but again, Andrew's speed he's just so quick out there. Like you said, little stutter step, little stop and go, and he got on the edge and picked up big yards when he got there on the perimeter.
Update on that Division 6 game. It's Bonduelle now has rallied to take a lead at Mondovi, 7-6 after 1. Right here, it's 15-8. Regis leading Elmwood Plum City.
Comes that toss sweep.
Ramblers keeping it on the ground, but a short gain that time for Everett Tate.
Mason
Clare, nice job as a lineman, trying to string that out and making a play. Only a gain of 1 that time for the Ramblers.
And an update from Mondovi. It's Bonduelle now leading 14-6 at Mondovi. Remember, Mondovi and Regis shared the Clover Belt Conference title. Weisenberger on the rollout, throws underneath. He's got Albie, who's taken down inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that was just a matter of time. Regis run, and then all of a sudden they'll run that play action. Great look right there by Weisenberger. He could have run, but he saw that underneath guy open and dumped it up to him for a good pickup of about 12 on that play. So a good read right there by Owen Weisenberger to hit the underneath.
Riley Beckel credited with the tackle. 1st and goal, Ramblers from the Wolves 3. Ramblers will toss it. It's Austin Rideout who's taken down after a very short gain.
Yeah, great penetration inside there by the Wolves. Did a good job of getting that penetration, kind of made that bounce, and by then they were able to converge on the football.
And another Wolves player is down on the turf here at Carson Park. We'll step aside for 30 seconds, back with more right here on Zaleski Sports.
Just when it seems life is smooth sailing, life happens. When it does, let Potter Agency help make all your insurance arrangements a breeze. Potter Agency is a local agency and will work to save you money. We have the best selection of insurance company products, and our dedicated agents will tailor your coverage to your needs. Give us a call or check out our website. When life is a little choppy, let Potter Agency help guide you to smoother waters.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crop season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Blue Northern Distributing of Eau Claire, Wisconsin is a local family-owned business and has been distributing products in western Wisconsin for over 20 years. Our friendly truck drivers are extensively trained to be the best in the industry.
Because it's a really good family-oriented company.
Blue Northern distributes milk and dairy products to many schools and businesses. Right now, we are seeking qualified Class A truck drivers to join our fleet. Apply today at BlueNorthernDistributing.com.
Staub Construction is a premier builder of municipal and industrial water and wastewater treatment systems in the Midwest. Staub Construction has been partnering with private and public customers since 1984. Staub Construction has its own service and fabrication department to assist with any municipal or industrial situation. Staub Construction, a 100% employee-owned company. Regis Ramblers looking at a 2nd and goal from the Wolves 2.
2nd and goal for the Ramblers from the 2.
Handoff up the middle, Albee pushing forward. Very close
Braden Albee with the carry.
to the goal line, but not quite. Trying to get a number on that injured EPC player. Jack Steinmeier wears number 67. He's a sophomore linebacker. 3rd and goal now for the Ramblers. Andrews on the carry, dives into the end zone for a Regis Ramblers touchdown.
Well, great job blocking at the point of attack. You can see that from up here, how that seam just opened up on that pitch power, and he was able to just kind of jump and dive in there for the touchdown. So, again, Regis now going up 2 scores here in the second quarter.
That makes it 21-7. Jack Schroeder on for the PAT. Snap is down, kick on the way, and it is good. 6:43 remaining second quarter. Regis Ramblers have extended their lead over the Elmwood Plum City Wolves 22-8. Back with more on Zaleski Sports.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
They, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed. It's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
The Ramblers scoring drive, 9 plays.
Enjoy the benefits of business banking at Security Financial Bank with several options to fit your business. Learn more about business banking at sfbank.com. Another score to pass along in Division 1. You ready for this one, Sparks? Chippewa Falls leading Hudson 14-7 as they move to the second. It was Chi High who got out to a 14-0 lead. Remember, those two played in week 1 of the Big Ears Conference schedule all the way back in early September.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a shocker, like you talked about, especially being at Hudson. And Hudson was so impressive last week with their big win over New Richmond.
And Hudson had a high seed in that one. They were actually seeded ahead of Stevens Point, the team that beat them in a non-conference matchup early in the season, although that was a Raiders team that was not at full strength, but nevertheless. But, you know, Sparks, I just think that the way that the playoff seedings are determined now and the way the playoff field is determined now, it's at least it's a mathematical formula. you may have quibbles with it, but at the same time, it's the same for everybody. And I think, the human elements out of it, I'd say most of the time that's probably fine.
Yeah, that really does make it slow. You can't really argue too much with a computer, right?
You could. You're not going to get very far, though. That's the thing. I've had words with mine at times.
Yeah, you don't want to hear what I have to say on mine.
But
good run right there for the Wolves. We go back to Blake Allen right there, pickup of 8.5 on the first play. And again, this is what the Wolves have to do, right? They have to get that first down or get that first play to pick up good positive yardage and keep the football. They cannot punt to this Regis team tonight. Right now they've had no answer to that Regis offense, so it's important here for the Wolves to get a score before half, and they will get the ball to start the second half, right, Brattle? I think that's what. If you remember back to Regis received
Plum
the kick.
City kicked, so the Wolves will get the ball back, so they got that chance to double up.
Yeah, so if they can just take that drive, go all the way down. Oh, Regis
not much
fooled.
running room for Aiden Burtzer.
Yeah, not fooled on that play at all. Braden Albee just right there. As you saw, the quarterback didn't hand it off to anybody and tried to keep a little quarterback draw action there, and he stuffed him for a 1-yard loss.
Clock is moving. Got 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. Wolves are looking at a 3rd and 3. Line of scrimmage, their own 37. Direct snap, Blake Allen. Pushing forward, and that extra effort gives him the first down. I got to say, I'm really impressed with Blake Allen.
Yeah, the only time they've gotten stopped here is when they had that bad snap, and he had to go back and pick it up 5-10 yards deep. So they've been able to stay on schedule as long as they get the handle of that football. And I'm sure what they're thinking right now is that they've got 4:50 left in the half, and they want to use 4:45 of it. Right? They're going to just use that clock, take their time, go down and try to score with as little time left in the half as possible.
Allen. He's going to throw. They got a man down there. It's incomplete. Broken up nicely on the back end. It was Noah Terrace as they were trying to get the ball to Sean Sagini, their junior wide receiver. And Sagini had a step. And you can see going back to the huddle now, Sagini patting Allen on the helmet. I think you kind of see Allen telling him, like, man, I had you. I just underthrew you.
He did, but the problem is he ran that right along the seam. So he's running along the hash marks. Well, that's where the safety was able to converge on. He's got to run that and fade that to the sideline so that he's fading away from that free safety. It made it too easy for that free safety to come over.
Blake Allen will take it around right end. Allen crashing forward out to the 45-yard line. Yeah, you said it, Sparks. He's just a downhill runner.
Yeah, he had a big collision there on that as he landed hard. He's a little slow getting up.
Yeah, he ran into Harrison Haas. I think he got Haas like in the thigh or something like that. But hey, these two teams they're both hitting. They're getting after it. 3rd and 8 now for the Wolves. Line of scrimmage, their own 45. Burtzer will try to get around the end, and Braden Albee says, you're going to just stop running right here.
Yeah, Regis doing a great job keying on Burtzer. Every time he's tried to run that little fake stuff in the quarterback draw, that time he tried to fake it and then bust it off like a little counter on the opposite way. It's just not there. So they're doing a great job of keying on Burtzer and not letting him run the football at all. And here again, the Wolves are going to have to punt this away before half, and Regis will have time.
Harrison Haas and Everett Tate back deep for the Ramblers. Back in punt formation is Dylan Zeilinger. Very little rush. Coming up on the kick, it's Haas trying to bounce it outside, and he spun down after crossing the 40-yard line. Castle Insurance, based in Eau Claire, is your local independent insurance provider. By being an independent insurance agency, they represent many of the finest companies in the industry to get you the coverage that is right for you. For all your insurance needs, you can depend on Castle Insurance. So now the Ramblers start out in good field position, their own 43 with 2:55 remaining.
And I think we've said that every possession, haven't we, Brado? Good field position,
yes,
right?
we have.
Every drive has started in a good field position for Regis. And now they've got just under 3 minutes here to try to score before half.
Weisenberger will hand it off. Plowing up the middle is Chase Koska. And Koska gets it into Wolves territory.
Simlinger with the tackle.
Ramblers picking up the tempo here. Again, they will have Weisenberger operating out of the pistol. Handoff again. Koska gets it inside the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I'd say that inverted double wing. They're splitting out both receivers now, or as receivers, I should say. They're just kind of running that single back offense now.
First down.
It's a first down for Regis at the Wolves 44-yard line.
The Ramblers at the Wolves 44.
Koska remains at running back. Ramblers out of the pistol. Weisenberger over the middle, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That could have been a big gain down the middle. George Waltersdorf. And on the deflection, that one was nearly picked. It was Aiden Bertzer back there. Almost caught it off the deflection.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, that one should have been caught. It was beautifully thrown right there into him, and they ran that four-seam route where the two tight ends right down the hash mark, the two receivers stay wide. And boy, great pass by Weisenberger, put it right on the money. Should have been a big gain.
Weisenberger will swing it out of the
and
back.
He's got room.
Koska, 40, 35, taken down hard at the 33-yard line.
Be enough for a first down there.
Sagini and off with the tackle.
Logan off
First down.
with help from Sean Sagini. First down, Ramblers. Clock is moving, but now we'll get a timeout taken by the Elmwood Plum City Wolves, and we'll step aside for 30 seconds as well. Regis leading 22-8, 1:48 to go, second quarter. Back with more on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for? Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Usually they're up and lose, yeah.
We're back at Carson Park. Eau Claire Regis here in this Division 7 Level 1 game on top of Elmwood Plum City, 22-8. 15-8 Regis after one. And they have the only score here in the second. They're looking at a 1st and 10 from the Wolves' 33-yard line. Weisenberger with time, and now he's going to run. Owen Weisenberger inside the 30, and he'll run it out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 1:41 left.
Yeah, Owen Weisberger, great decision right there. Drop back, looking for his receivers, couldn't find them. He stepped up in the pocket, and then broke it to the outside, picks up a good 7-8 yards, and gets out of bounds to save the clock.
Yeah, Weisenberger, a first-year starter, but you watch him, Sparks, and he's got good control of his offense. Weisenberger will keep it. He's pulled down from behind. It was Aiden Maxwell who had him around the waist.
Gets the first down, though, so Regis will continue at their hurry-up.
At the high school level, the clock stops to move the chains. Ramblers have all three of their timeouts.
1st and 10 at the 21.
Weisenberger on the run. Penalty marker thrown. Completed pass down the far sideline. as ever Tate on the reception, but we'll check the flag.
Yeah, he did a great job up on top there coming back to the football. In that scramble mode, that's what you got to do. You got to break your route off and come back, and he did that, but unfortunately for Regis, they're going to get a hold call on one of their offensive linemen.
Another score to pass along. Rice Lake, a 1 seed in Division III, leading at home over La Crosse Logan 22-0, that one in the second quarter.
Holding, offense, replay the down.
The Delman Insurance Agency provides business, home, auto, and farm insurance throughout the Chippewa Valley. Contact Eric Knutson in Elk Mound or Wayne Dahlman in Eau Claire. Dahlman Insurance. Come for the rates. Stay for the service. 1st and 10. Ramblers. 1st and 20, I should say. Weisenberger in trouble, and he's going to get sacked all the way back to the 40-yard line. Brett Lifto.
Timeout.
And the Ramblers will take a timeout. We'll step aside as well. Minute 18 to go, second quarter. Ramblers driving and leading 22-8 over the Wolves on Zaleski Sports.
Security needs to be at the top of the list when it comes to your family, home, and lifestyle. Our focus is providing your family with peace of mind by offering state-of-the-art systems that blend convenience and security into one. It all starts with our security system, which lets you add control of lights, door locks, thermostats, and more. You can control all of them with your touchscreen keypad or your mobile phone. With this state-of-the-art system, home control can be adjusted to your lifestyle automatically.
It's state-of-the-art security that fits into your lifestyle and your life. Give us a call today to learn more.
Ramblers looking at a 2nd and 28 from their own 40. They lead this one 22-8. And they'll hand it off straight up the middle with a ton of running room. Down the sideline and into the end zone goes Chase Koska. A 40-yard rumble into the end zone, and Regis stretches that lead out to 28-8.
Wow, what a great play call right there by the Ramblers. They come out in that trips formation, which is so famous for just that little bubble screen they like to run out there. And they just fake that bubble screen, and they go inside trap with that fullback. And he had a lot of room. Great job blocking by that offensive line.
Here's Schroeder for the extra point. Weisenberger with the spot, and the kick is up, and it is good. 1:09 remaining. Second quarter, the Ramblers have stretched their lead out to 29-8 over the Wolves. We're back with more after this on Zaleski Sports.
Today's game is brought to you by, for any size and occasion, look your best and stop at Muldoon's Menswear in Eau Claire. Muldoon's Menswear on South Hastings Drive in Eau Claire. Castle Insurance of Eau Claire is your independent insurance agent, providing coverage catered to your needs. That's Castle Insurance in Eau Claire. Are you an athlete ready to have the competitive edge? Are you looking to be your best and have the competitive edge at your job? Contact Vince at Athletic Wellness today. For over 30 years, Coldwell Banker Brenizer Realtors has been the #1 home seller in northern Wisconsin. For realty in the Chippewa Valley, call Coldwell Banker Brenizer Realtors today.
Regis, 21 unanswered points to take a 29-8 lead over Elmwood Plum City in this Division 7 Level 1 football playoff game. Sparks, just the beat goes on for Regis. I mean, we're seeing the same things we've seen out of this team, same kind of plays, same kind of offense. The names are different, but the results are much the same.
Yeah, the names might be different as far as their star players from last year, but the system stays the same. Just a great program, great job of coaching these kids up.
Blake Allen down the near sideline. He's sandwiched right around the 34-yard line. Allen must have seen something open up because the majority of his blockers were between the hash marks.
Yeah, tough when he's catching it right along that sideline. It's especially with the speed that Regis has. He knew he couldn't go back to the middle of the field. He was just going to take it straight up the field. And late here in the second quarter, they're going to go ahead and let Blake Allen catch a break and take a little breather here.
It'll be interesting to see if Regis chooses to take some timeouts here. They've got 2 remaining. That's the same that Elmwood Plum City has. Carrying the football there is Owen Kober. Now this way, well, Blake Allen, I thought, okay, maybe they're going to sit Blake Allen and just let the clock run out and keep him fresh. That way he's got, these last 30 or so seconds plus all of halftime. But I think he's too valuable to what this offense does.
Yeah, he's right back in there now on second down. But you can tell right here, the Wolves are in no rush. They're going to use all that clock. They'll probably give Allen one more carry before half here.
2nd and 7. Wolves from their own 37. Allen will take it around left end. Blake Allen. Allen's got the first down and more into Ramblers territory. And that'll stop the clock with 14 seconds left.
Now you wonder if the coaches are starting to second-guess themselves a little bit, right? All of a sudden, Allen breaks off a great run, but there's only 14 seconds left.
Yeah, he busted a couple long ones last week in that win over Glenwood City, and that's the one that clinched the playoff spot for these Wolves.
10 for the Wolves at the Rambler 43.
Allen fakes the reverse. Allen tripped up. Taken down around the 40. It's a heck of a play that time by Koska.
Yeah, Chase Koska. That's a great, like you said, great open field tackle right there.
We'll keep it here with 4 seconds remaining. And the Wolves looking at a 2nd and 8.
That's Elmwood Plum City's second timeout of the half.
So the Wolves will have 1 timeout remaining. But again, Sparks, we talked about it in the open. The way that Elmwood Plum City plays, they need to keep a game close to give themselves a chance. I'm not saying it's out of hand, but it's a pretty steep mountain to climb right now.
It is, just because their defense hasn't shown the ability to slow down this Regis offense, right? I mean, Regis has had the ball 4 times, and they've got 4 touchdowns to show for it. So, really Elmwood need to match that, right? They needed to match that offensive output that Regis can perform, and unfortunately now they've had to punt twice, and that's just put them behind the 8 ball here a little bit. But with just 4 seconds left, they're going to try to see if they can get something else on the board. But if not, they do come out in that second half here, and they'll start with the football again.
2nd and 8 for the Wolves at the Rambler 41.
So we only have 4 seconds remaining. Sagini is split out wide to the right. Burtzer back to pass. Throwing it deep. And it's out of bounds. And with that, we have played 1 half of football. Regis Ramblers 29. Elmwood Plum City Wolves 8. I like a lot of the things that the Wolves are doing offensively, and Blake Allen, he can play. He is awfully good, and they've got some good linemen. It's just that the scoreboard, it's gotten tilted in the Ramblers' favor, and I think you hit it on the head, Sparks. The biggest issue for the Wolves is the inability to stop the Regis ground game.
Yeah, they've simply just had no answer for what Regis does offensively, and really for the Wolves, if they could stay with them offensive, they could just continue to put up points. They could stay within 1 score. Maybe they have a chance. Maybe they catch a break late with a fumble or something like that. But right now it's Plum City, Elmwood Plum City, that's unfortunately had to punt and have not gotten those big first downs they needed them. They've had to kick the ball back to that potent Regis offense, and Regis put up 29 points here in the first half.
We'll recap the scoring for you. Opening drive, the Ramblers go 56 yards in 2 plays, a drive that covered all of 40 seconds. Ian Andrews on a 41-yard TD run. A 2-point conversion made it 8-0. Elmwood Plum City rallied. They had a long touchdown drive. It was Blake Allen taking it in from 2 yards out. Allen then ran in the 2-point conversion. It was all even with 4:43 left. Ramblers took the ball on their ensuing drive, and it was Braden Albee on a 32-yard touchdown run. Jack Schroeder kicked the PAT to make it 15-8. That was your score after one. In the second, it was Ian Andrews scoring from 1 yard out. Schroeder's PAT made it 22-0 Regis, that coming with 6:43 remaining. And then it was Chase Koska with a 40-yard touchdown run. Schroeder, the PAT, 29-8 Ramblers here at the break. Sparks, do you expect any changes in the in what these teams are going to do in the second half, or are they pretty much, they are who they are?
They are who they are offensively, right? I mean, that's just what they do. They've been running it all year. What has to happen, though, is that the Wolves have got to find a way defensively to make some changes, right? They've got to shore things up to try to slow down that offense. So that's where you're going to see some things start to maybe shake out at halftime. I don't think either team offensively has to do anything, but defensively they're going to be out on the chalkboard really trying to shore things up to make those plays that they need to make to keep the other team out of the end zone.
So your score at the half, Regis 29, Elmwood Plum City 8. Coming up next, it's another edition of Edgar Football Hard Knocks. But first, these messages from our sponsors. You're watching Zaleski Sports.
Edgar Football Hard Knocks is brought to you by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. Visit securityhealth.org to learn more.
All right, guys, good morning. My name is Harrison Gravine, offensive tackle and kicker for the Edgar football team. It's marathon week, conference championship. We can win it outright this week. So a pretty big week. Marathon's 4-4. They're a pretty good team, but I think we're going to go out and beat them. It is currently 5:55 a.m. I set my alarm for 5:45. So we're going to go get in the shower, and I'll be right back. All right, so it's currently 6:25. I just got done getting ready, and I am heading downstairs to see what's for breakfast. My mom's been cooking up a storm all morning, so she loves cooking. She's the best cook. If you don't find her on the pontoon, you'll find her in the kitchen. So we're gonna go see what's for breakfast. All right, so we got tripod on the ground, Sarge, we got Ruby, and looks like we got some waffles. Look amazing. And some kielbasa. Shout out Carter, family staple. And thanks Kathy for the waffle maker. All right, here's the final meal. We got a feast so you can play like these. Let's go. All right, so it is 7 o'clock and I'm pulling out of the driveway on my way to school. It's a 35-minute drive. We moved at the end of my sophomore year, so I wanted to finish out my last 2 years of school at Edgar, playing football with the boys and stuff. So we got a 35-minute drive. We're gonna go pick up Kendra and Laura for school. The biggest question that I get when I tell people that I live 35 minutes away from Edgar is, do you hate driving there? And my answer is not really, but once in a while I get sick of driving. Usually that'll be if I'm like driving back and forth twice a day for something, like if I had lifting in the morning and a game at night for like baseball in the summer, for example. That's when I would usually get tired of driving, but other than that, living 35 minutes away, we live on Lake Dubay now, so I would definitely take that over just living in Edgar. I think the 35-minute drive is worth it. Yeah, this is definitely one of the days that I do not like driving. It's pretty muggy, can barely use cruise control, but it's all right. All right, it is 7:45 and we're pulling out of my girlfriend Kendra's driveway. We got Kendra in the car, we got Agent Zero in the back, and yeah, I don't have, well, I have college English first block, but we don't have class today, so I'm just gonna be chilling during first block, probably doing some homework, maybe go and interview some people. All right, they're testing out the new shop project, the beanbag boards. We're having a tournament of 8. We'll see who wins. All right, update on the beanbags. I won the first game, 15 rep. Rest in peace to Justin. He fought hard. Wasn't a match. Got 2 more matches to the championship. Let's do it. We're heading down to the 3rd grade classroom. We're doing a pep rally. They're gonna give us some cheers, hype us up for the game a little bit, hopefully give us some snacks. Yeah. We got Mr. Holtz in the hallway. He's hyped up for the game tonight. Yes. He's got real hyped up for the game tonight. Heck yeah. All right, so we're gonna go. We're gonna get some cheers, some snacks, just like I just said, and we're gonna go and get that W tonight. Let's go.
What is your favorite subject to do in school?
Shop classes. Probably science. D. Z. A. R. Edgar.
Nice to see you guys again. Great job cheering. I don't know, the boys might have cheered louder than you guys did today, though. The players are pretty fired up to see you, I think. Normally I tell you guys, hey, I'll see you at the game, but tonight, you may want to stay in somewhere and stay warm and dry, because it's going to be a little chilly. The players, well, we don't mind it that much. When the game's on, they don't really think about it. I'm sure if we get ahead by quite a bit, though, we may start feeling a little chilly. But it's been a great year so far, and if we win tonight, we'll win the conference outright, which was one of the guys' goals. And we have some big games coming up against teams we don't even know about yet, but it'll be fun to play somebody new. Captains, you guys got anything you want to say?
All right, guys. Thanks for the support. You know, it really makes our day a lot more special knowing we got everybody behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, on Fridays, I look forward to this pep rally more than the game, to be honest. Just seeing you guys all fired up. I hope you guys keep supporting us. We got 5 weeks left, and your support it's appreciated. And
I know we got one more of these planned, but hopefully we get another one when we go down to Camp Randall.
Yeah. Whole school. Heck yeah. All right. I just wanted to thank you guys for all the cheers and the support. The food helps a lot too. We all love the food, especially me, of course. But yeah, that's all. Let's go. Thank you. Okay, guys.
Mike, welcome to our house. Over all the big boxer shotting stories. Yeah, you see they're all back there, all right, man?
Well,
Yeah.
back on topic though, with the game, we're gonna probably pull these guys out pretty easily.
Yeah, the marathon people, they can get a little strange sometimes.
We're gonna have to call.
Wait a minute. Don't you live in Marathon?
I do, but you know, I'm here.
He stuck with us because he knew we were gonna beat him.
We are better. We are more together, Mike. Oh yeah.
Yes.
And
Thank
we
you, Will.
shoot bigger bucks over here too. So
Marathon people, they don't shoot big ones. They get over
I
here.
don't know.
Yep.
Good talk. Thank you. Okay, who am I here with?
Kendra.
Okay, Kendra Muha. What do you expect from that your football team tonight?
50-0.
50-0?
Yeah.
Do you think that's too small or too big?
Small.
All right. Thank you. Who am I here with? All right, Sawyer. What do you expect from that your football team tonight?
A win.
Do you expect to get in the game tonight?
Hopefully.
All right, thank you, Sawyer. Have a good day. All right, we got the man, the myth, the legend. Number 2 in the beanbag tournament right there. All right, Sawyer, how do you feel about taking second in the beanbag tournament?
That's all right.
It's all right? Yep. How do you feel about losing to me?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad, especially 2-15. How do you feel about that? How do you reflect on yourself after that match?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad? Good answer. Thank you, sir. All right, so we're going to digital photography right now. It's with Miss Albrecht. She loves our class a lot. So there she is. She loves our class. So we're gonna go out and take some pictures today. All right, we're headed to lunch. I think we're getting pizza. We got Brett here. We got Tegan excited for some pizza. I miss Tim. After lunch, we're gonna have third block. I'm gonna have pre-calc. We'll get Mr. D in there. So yeah, we'll show you our pizza after this. I forgot to film my own lunch, so this is what I had. I got pepperoni pizza, same as Brocker.
It's pretty good, man.
Brocker, I gotta ask you, what do you expect from the Edgar football team tonight?
Well, we're gonna get a W, and I mean, Colby didn't score any points, so why should marathon?
Heck yeah.
So
thanks, man.
Shout out.
All right, Gavin, what are you eating for lunch?
Right now, some apples.
All right, he's eating apples with his favorite teacher, Mrs. Hahn. Bestest friends in the world, Mason. Got some bush right there. Gavin, how do you feel right now eating that food? How does it make you feel?
We should have better school lunches.
That's okay. We love you though.
Day in the life of Colby Schwer.
Hey Stanky, what's the snack of the day?
Hershey's and raisins. Look at this. Squirt the Hershey's.
What makes it so good?
On the raisins.
Why is it so good? Why do you like it?
It's like chocolate covered raisins. Don't you like that?
Should we just cancel the game? Delicious. Delicious. We got Carter Butt. We got Gumball Dulkey. We got Kilby. We got Ethan Tusho. We got Marcus. And then we got Mr. D. And then we got Mr. Doll, aka Mr. Beast, aka Devin. Got Carter.
Say about me. My dogs like to play Madden in 2K, but one thing they don't do is play about me. My homeboy Tyler, he playing South Beach. He told me this summer he gon' fix my jumper. I told Boy Wonder that we might got a thumper. I've been trying to pop, now I'm on like Shumpert. Now they on my bumper. Green room chock full of all my comforts. Hotel room like heaven on earth. Got angels in my bed.
Cash Paul. All right, Cash. What do you think of the game tonight?
We're gonna absolutely murder them.
All right, thank you. What do you predict the score to be? 50-0. Good prediction. Thank you, Cash.
McLean Buck.
All right, McLean, what's your favorite football memory of this year?
When I step on someone in flag football.
All right, that's a good answer. Thank you, McLean. What do we got here? Austin Jacobs. All right, how's it going? Good. All right, what's your favorite football memory of this year?
Beating Stratford.
All right, beating Stratford. That's a valid answer. Thank you, Mr. Jacobs. All right, who am I here with? All right, Mason. What's your favorite football memory of this year?
Stratford.
All right, that's a good answer. Thank you, Mason. All right, who am I here with?
Ethan Telshaw.
All right, Ethan, what's your favorite football memory of this year?
Beating Stratford.
All right, that's a good answer. Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, who am I with? Dawson Bordenheimer, aka Dubs. All right, Dubs. What is your favorite football memory of this year?
Winning conference.
Winning conference. All right. And what do you expect from us tonight? More than 40-0. All right, that's a good answer. Thank you, Dubs. All right, who am I here with?
Ty Schnelli.
All right, Ty. What's your favorite football memory of this year?
Probably be next to Harrison Gravine and him telling me every single play and when to pull, when to block, when to, doing everything.
All right, thank you, Ty. What do you expect from us tonight?
A big W.
Big? How big?
At least 40 rep.
All right, thank you, Ty.
Yup.
Coach Mr. Master Rao, I have a question for you.
What's up?
What's your favorite memory of this football season?
Stratford game.
What?
The Stratford game.
Yeah, that was my first win with you guys, and just the rivalry as a whole. Obviously, my first time in it. Really
Thank you,
cool
Coach.
experience.
Thank you,
Not
Coach.
Not happy. Wait. That was also a good one.
Wait, so what was it? What did you say your brother said before the game?
Back to the question. That's Matt.
You can't get it on camera.
No. Don't worry.
So we're on our way to sociology. We got Ty here. But yeah, sociology. It's gonna be my last class of the day before I take a break, go chill out for a little bit. We got Tucker here. He's kind of mad at me, but it's okay. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the day. So right now it is 3:21. School just ended. I'm gonna run to probably a gas station, grab a snack before I come back. We're getting taped here at school, having the coaches meeting, and then leaving for marathon at around 4:45, I believe. We'll get on the field, we'll warm up there, and then the game will start. All right, my snack of choice today is gonna be some bold Chex Mix, and then some orange Gator Light. All right, we just got done with our meeting. We're walking out to the bus right now. We got Brett right here. We got volleyball practice. We're cheering him on. We're gonna go get that dub. What a beautiful day to play some Edgar football, you know? It's gonna be awesome. Let's go. He's trying to rob the van. Uh-oh. Hey, you already know. All right, currently it is 38-0. It's the third quarter.
Welcome back to Carson Park. Getting ready to start quarter number 3 in this Division 7 Level 1 football playoff game. Bob Bradovich, Dave Sparger with you. Sparks, impressive performance from Regis offensively in the first half, and you also got to credit that Regis defense after giving up that early drive to Elmwood Plum City. Ramblers have forced the Wolves to punt several times, and Ramblers have taken the ball and scored touchdowns.
Yeah, the biggest thing the first half was if somebody could make a stop defensively. And after that first drive, Regis came off on the sideline and just talked it over and made some adjustments, and were able to come up with a couple of big stops and just get that football back to that potent offense, and the offense has taken advantage of it.
Other scores around the area. Got an update over the PA that Edgar is leading Glenwood City 15-0, and the winner of that one will play the winner of this one.
Blake Allen and Aiden Brooks are back deep to receive the kick.
Kicking it off for the Ramblers is Noah Labor. And it's a good kick. Allen will take it at his 10. Blake Allen up the middle, now veering off to the left. He'll be taken down around the 29-yard line. A couple other score updates down in Mondovi at last check. Buffaloes had closed the gap a bit against Bonduelle. Bonduelle still leading, though, 14-12. In Division 3, top-seeded Rice Lake up big on La Crosse Logan. That was 29-0. And a surprise in Division 1, a couple of Big Rivers rivals getting together, and it's the conference champion and number 1 seed Hudson trailing at home to Chippewa Falls 14-7 at the break. Blake Allen on the carry, spins away from the pile. Ball comes loose. Ramblers say they have it.
And there's the call.
It's a fumble. Braden Albee on the recovery, and the Ramblers get the first turnover of the game, and they will take over deep in Wolves territory at the 32.
Well, you talk about the last thing Elmwood Plum City wanted to have happen was a turnover deep in their end. They really needed to put together a drive and put points on board to get back into this. Well, let's see if their defense has made some adjustments to try to slow down this potent offense here now.
Ramblers 1st and 10 from the 33. Straight up the middle. And taking a huge pop there is Chase Koska. It was Blake Allen on that stick. Couple guys who really run hard colliding.
Yeah, Blake Allen's had a couple of those big collisions tonight now. Great job by that Regis offensive line. Two of those linemen pulling around that time, one getting a kick out, one leading through.
Sticking that inverted double wing. And breaking out is Edgar into the end zone for a Ramblers touchdown. Edgar goes 21 yards, and the Ramblers increase their lead to 35-8.
Noah Labor in to attempt the extra point.
Now Noah Labor will come on for the PAT. It had been Jack Schroeder kicking the previous PATs. Kick is on the way, and it is good. With 11:09 remaining in the third quarter, your score, Regis 36, Elmwood Plum City 8. We're back with more on Zaleski Sports.
Be ready for your season with Play It Again Sports of Eau Claire. Play It Again Sports is just down the road, south of the 5393 intersection in Eau Claire. Just tell them you saw this commercial on Zaleski Sports and get $5 off any $50 order and $10 when you spend $100. Play It Again Sports, buy, sell, trade, and be ready for your season.
Welcome back to Carson Park. Regis Ramblers force an early turnover, and they cash it in on an Everett Tate 21-yard TD run. PAT makes it 36-9. So the mountain getting even steeper now for the Elmwood Plum City Works. Blake Allen's going to watch that one go out of bounds, so the Wolves will get it at their own 35. Well, we talked about it before the half, Sparks. You don't expect either team to really, deviate from, the game plan. In Elmwood Plum City, they run out of that unique formation and a couple backs there. And it's primarily a ball carrier-oriented offense. They did attempt to pass. Actually, a couple in the first half, but that's not really their MO. And I think what they would love to do is just kind of get this game, slow it down a little bit, get some first downs, and see what they can do. They run a counter to the far side. And it's a good gain. And it's Riley Beckel who carries it down to the 48-yard line. So a gain of 13 yards and a first down for the Wolves.
Well, there's something for positive for the Wolves right there. They get that snap and run a little counter, and it pays off for them some big yards. I think that's what they're going to look to do here now the second half, but maybe go into their bag of tricks a little bit and see if they get those misdirection plays for big yards and maybe a quick score.
Blake Allen on the carry.
Blake Allen, the ball carrier. Alex Burdick with the tackle.
Yeah, and he's slow to get up again. Boy, he has just taken a pounding tonight.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, he's going to come on off for one play to kind of gather himself right now.
Well, and remember, he had that big stick on the tackle on the previous defensive dive. And the ball is loose. And in a world of trouble back there is Owen Kober, and he's taken down inside the 40.
With the recovery from the snap. Preston Olson on the tackle.
Yeah, and this offense for the Wolves is just not built to recover from these mistakes. They had one earlier in the game, which forced them to punt, and that's when Regis scored on a short field. And here again now a third and real long, and the Wolves just aren't a passing attack team. So see if they come back here with just a run play and see if they can take 2 plays to try to pick up 14 yards.
3rd and 14 for the Wolves at their own 44.
Wolves looking at a 3rd and 14. Blake Allen will get it across the 45, and it'll bring up a 4th down, and doesn't look like the Wolves are, at this point, sending in the punt team.
Well, and as you say that.
Well, again,
I'm sure
that's what I get for multitasking, Sparks. Somebody has pointed out that my halftime Twitter score was transposed, so I'm trying to correct that while calling a game.
While doing, there you go. Multitasking, it's difficult.
You make the big money, and you're expected to, deliver a certain quality of tweet.
Elmwood, Plum City.
It's a short punt. Yeah, it's going to check up just inside the 30-yard line, so that's where the Ramblers will take over on this drive, leading 36-8.
Well, this will be the first drive that Regis has started inside their 30 all night. We talked about that at halftime. All their possessions have just been great field position, short fields, and they've been able to punch them in.
We got running clock up in Rice Lake in that Division III Level 1 game. The Warriors all over La Crosse Logan, 37-0. We saw Logan early in the season playing Eau Claire North. That was a pretty solid club, but boy, this Rice Lake team, Dan Hill's got another good group. Good run up the middle for the Ramblers as Braden Albee
Albee on
toting
that
the rock,
fullback.
but we got a flag down.
Yeah, Albee on that fullback dive inside again, a little delayed. We'll see what this call is.
Face mask, 5 yards on the defense.
Well, it's a 5-yard face mask, but it's still going to move the chains. Ramblers operating out of that tightly packed, inverted double wing. Run up the middle that time for Austin Rideout. He did all he could to hang on to that football because one of the Wolves who was trying to take him down also had his arms around the ball.
Yeah, Rideout did a nice job of actually covering up that ball. He said when he got in traffic, they were trying to strip him, and he did a good job of getting both hands on that and really covering it up to make sure that didn't get loose.
And after that play, Blake Allen for the Wolves limping a little bit, and he heads off to that far sideline.
One for the Ramblers at the Wolves 46.
Ramblers will run it straight up the middle. Brandon Meyer, the senior, carrying that one inside the 40.
Well, be ready for a counter off of one of those now. Yeah, the defense is going to call timeout as they're just reeling right now. But look for Regis to try to come with a counter, that little inside reverse, or they'll just sweep it to the outside as their little change up to that play.
Timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well. More playoff football coming up next on Zaleski Sports.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Regis Ramblers leading 36-8 and driving. Got a 2nd and 1 from the Elmwood Plum City 37-yard line. Blake Allen remains on the sideline for Elmwood Plum City. Not getting attention as we speak. He's just standing. But we saw him limping a little bit. Weisenberger on the play fake. Trying to throw deep. He's under duress. He stays on his feet. Weisenberger still running. And then finally wrapped up by Brett Kopp.
Well, Weisenberger showing his athleticism. If he actually rolls out and gets rid of that ball right away, he's got that guy running that deep flag route, but he just kind of held on to it and then tried to avoid all that pressure and did a great job of shaking out tackles and juking everybody out and picking up 7 on the play.
Weisenberger capable of throwing the ball, but Regis, they won't throw a lot, but they will mix it in there. Just keep the other team honest. Delayed handoff, Albee.
Back again, yep. About a yard shy.
Blake Allen back in the game now. Tackled by Owen Kober.
Gain of 3.
The line to gain is 27-yard line.
3rd and 1 for the Ramblers at the Wolves 28.
Andrews, he's got the first down. He's taken down inside the 20.
These running backs do such a nice job of getting in the hole and then getting small. It's almost like they're trying to hide behind those pulling linemen. So they're kind of sticking themselves down low, getting in their back hip, and then all of a sudden they'll burst out with their speed to pick up good yards.
Got a couple surprising scores out of Division I. We told you that the 8-seed Chippewa Falls led at top-seeded Hudson 14-7 at the half. It's Wausau West leading Stevens Point 24-13. Spash was the 3-seed in that bracket. Brandon Meyer pushing forward inside the 15-yard line.
Allen and Oath on the tackle. Gain of 6.
Ramblers, of course, they are the defending state champions in Division 7. Sparks, we were along for that playoff ride last year, and that was as good of a small school team as that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah,
they were really impressive.
That was just a powerhouse. I mean, it was just built for that offense and the backs they had last year and that quarterback. It was just phenomenal. You know, and they just steamrolled through the playoffs. I've never seen a team just be that dominant in the postseason.
Yeah, it was pretty much running clock in every single game in the postseason. It's an impressive team, and we saw one of the stars from that team, Xander Rocco, making an appearance. Rocco, freshman, the Minnesota Gophers football team. Getting wide and inside the 5-yard line, it's Chase Koska.
First down.
And for the longest time, you know, in following Regis Ramblers football, they've had a stable of good running backs, and they're all kind of the same. And you said, Spargs, they know how to get small going through the hole. They have speed. They run hard. They run downhill. And hey, they found a formula that works.
And a ton of them get a carry through the season. And you know, those young kids, those juniors and sophomores, get a ton of carries.
Well, again, you know, it's you know, the way that football is played now, kids they're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. And if you're a back and you're trying to be like a single back, you know, the proverbial bell cow, you're going to take a pounding over the course of a football season, especially if you go deep in the playoffs. You look at the way Regis does it with that stable, it kind of spreads that around a little bit.
Yeah, it sure does, right? Keeps them fresh and keeps them out of getting banged up so much. And you can see what's happening tonight with Blake Allen of the Wolves. He's just getting pounded and beat up, and you know, you see he's had to come off and just rest to try to heal.
Carry the ball into the end zone for a Regis touchdown, and that is Noah Terrace. Terrace from 2 yards out. The Ramblers make it 42-8. You know, there were some folks after that Week 1 loss at Prescott that thought, well, Regis really isn't the same as they were last year. And they had some lower scoring games, but you know, since that loss to Mondovi here at Carson Park, and that was a close loss, the PAT is good as Labor sneaks that in there. Well, you look at what the Ramblers done these last couple weeks, it looks like the old Regis Ramblers.
Yeah, I think if you just go back that first game of the season, we talked about how talented they were last year and all the great people they lost from that team. It took them a game or two to finally settle in to really get those kids back on the same page. I mean, you just can't replace that many kids on that team to expect them to come out that first game and be just as effective. So I think they took something from that Prescott loss, and then they turned around and played at Bloomer, got 35 points. Durand, Arkansas, 37 points. They racked up in the last 3 games of the season. They went 38, 43, and 43. So they obviously found their rhythm towards the end of the season and were able to put up big points late in the year, and that's just carried over now to the playoffs.
So the Ramblers make it 43-8, and that means when the clock begins moving on this kickoff, it'll be running clock. I wasn't sure we're going to have a running clock tonight, Sparks, just preparing for this matchup and then watching that early Elmwood Plum City drive. I thought, all right, we're going to be in for an entertaining game at least into the second half. Well, Regis kind of pulled away, led 29-8 at the halftime, 2 more touchdowns here in the third quarter. Blake Allen on the return for the Wolves. Blake Allen, or check that, it's Burtzer. Burtzer gets outside to the 40, to the 30. No penalty markers down, and the Wolves will start in great field position, their best starting field position of this game.
Great job by Aiden Burtzer right there taking that kickoff, giving the Wolves something positive here. So great field position. They're looking to put some more points on the board here before the third quarter ends.
Well, again, I think they knew that this was going to be it was a tough draw for them, but this is a team that, I saw them a couple of years ago. They played at Burtzer, at Boyceville, but Mike Burtzer, their head coach, he's got this team playing hard, and they do some interesting things, and I tell you, this is a tough team. Blake Allen gets to the outside. Allen with the cutback inside the 10. Blake Allen spins his way into the end zone for an Elmwood Plum City touchdown. Well, there goes your running clock, Sparks.
Well, that was sure a short time for that. 2 plays later, and they're in the end zone.
Well, how about that response for Elmwood Plum City? Blake Allen, beautiful run.
Well, we've talked about him all night, about how hard he runs, and Regis just didn't come up and fill and make a good play on the perimeter that time, and Blake Allen makes him pay for it.
So the Wolves will go for 2 here. Blake Allen is going to bounce it outside, pushing for the pylon, and he will be short. So with 2:04 to go in the third quarter, your score now is Regis 43, Elmwood Plum City 14. Back with the remainder of this third quarter. Right after this, oh, wait a second, did they say he was...
They had a little discussion on the sideline.
That's about as delayed of a response. All right, well, hey.
We'll give it to them.
Give the officials credit for getting together and making that call, and I think they decided that he extended the football. Nevertheless, it's a 2-point conversion to make the score 43-16, and after all that, I guess we'll keep it here, Sparks.
Yeah, that play happened right along the official, right in front of him. Kind of had a tough time making a decision. Couldn't tell if that ball hit the pylon or not, so he went to the back judge just to see what he had seen on that play. And after discussion, they decided that ball hit the pylon, and they were going to give him the 2 points. So makes it 43-16 here with 2:04 left in the third.
Yeah, I had the binoculars out on that one, and I was kind of ISOing. I thought, okay, well, he had that last little, he got wrapped up around the ankles, and he kind of did that last little lunge. And, I'm looking at that side judge on that far side who didn't make the touchdown call, but it took a little bit of a conference. But like I said, hey, they got it right. So that's, let's give the men in stripes some credit there. So now Placencia to kick it away, and it's a short kick. It's going to be fielded by Regis. And trying to get outside, and Ian Andrews made a couple guys miss, and finally it was Logan Oth coming in to wrap up Ian Andrews. So with 1:59 to go, your score now 43-16. Credit the Wolves for a really good response there after Regis scored to go up by 35 points. I think a lot of teams would have just looked at the clock and thought, all right, let's move on to the winter sports season. But not the Wolves. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier about Coach Burtzer. He's just installed some toughness and a good attitude with these kids, and give the players a ton of credit too. Ramblers will run that double handoff, and rope down that time is Koska.
Owen Kohler with the tackle for the Wolves.
Yeah, credit to the Wolves, their coaching staff and their kids are still playing. They're going to play it to that final whistle. These seniors realize this is the last time for most of them that they'll ever get a chance to put on the pads, and so they want to make the most of it. The scoreboard it's irrelevant, right? They don't care what the score is. They're going to come out and play every snap.
Ramblers will keep it on the ground. Not a whole lot of running room for Austin Rideout. Well, if you look at it from the Wolves' perspective, hey, it's an opportunity to play at Carson Park, to play at a big-time facility under the lights. Their fans were here tailgating in the parking lot here at Carson Park, so they were having a good time. They had brought a real nice contingent with them. And, hey, and you're playing a team that was defending state champs, one of the small school powers in the state of Wisconsin. Their kids were primed for that and were ready to come here and show themselves well. Here's Andrews bouncing it outside, or check that, Everett Tate down the sideline. It's a sprint to the end zone, and Everett Tate's going to take it 66 yards for the Ramblers touchdown.
Great blocking on the perimeter on that toss sweep that time. So instead of going inside with that belly, they simply go toss sweep and get the edge. A couple of great blocks on the perimeter. And he turns on the afterburners and runs away from everybody.
So the Ramblers, with that touchdown, make it 49-16, and they will line up to kick the extra point.
Noah Labor to attempt the extra point. Owen Weissenberger.
Noah Labor with the boot, and it's right through the uprights. 38 seconds remaining, third quarter. Ramblers 50. Wolves 16. Back with more on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
38 seconds remaining, third quarter. Regis now leads 50-16 over Elmwood Plum City. So the Wolves were able to answer quickly after that Regis drive and the Noah Terrace touchdown, and Ramblers answered right back. Noah Labor to kick it away for the Ramblers. Burtzer will let that one bounce. He feels it inside his own 15. Aiden Burtzer makes a few guys miss, and he's taken down at the 24-yard line.
Everett Tate and Ian Andrews with the tackle.
So we told you earlier that Edgar was leading in its game over Glenwood City. If that score holds up, and this one does, it'll be Regis at Edgar in a level 2 matchup over at Edgar. It is interesting because those two collided last year in a game right here at Carson Park, a playoff game, and it was the Ramblers beating a really solid Edgar team. But one of the things we noticed in that one, Sparks, Wolves run the counter, and it's a good one, carrying it across the 45-yard line goes Riley Beckel. But the thing we noticed in that one, that Edgar team, juniors. across the board.
Yeah, we said that during that game last year on how it was so senior dominant with that Regis squad, but yet you looked at Edgar and were like, holy smokes, about 90% of that team was all juniors. And so they brought a ton back for this year, and it showed now as they've had an excellent season. It'll be a fun one next week if, like you said,
that's how it holds up.
Yeah, if Edgar holds up and wins that one, to have Regis go to Edgar this year, that'll be a great matchup.
So the third quarter is complete. Your score, Regis 50, Elmwood Plum City 16. Fourth quarter coming up right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Today's game is brought to you by Apple Weight Loss Chiropractic Care is more than just making the pain disappear. It's about learning, understanding, and taking care of your body to improve your quality of life with Apple Weight Loss. Whether buying or selling, home, recreation, commercial, no matter your budget, find the listings at DonnellanOnline.com. Franson Bank & Trust has a team of experienced bankers that will provide a vast array of loan products tailored to your situation. Franson Bank & Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Get set to start the fourth quarter here from Carson Park. Regis Ramblers 50, Elmwood Plum City 16. Bob Bradovich, Dave Sparger, along with producer Colin McClowry. We're seeing an entertaining game and no shortage of points.
Well, and a ton of big plays, like, big long runs, blocks being made for those big runs to get sprung for big yards tonight. We've had Regis about 3 or 4 that have gone more than 40 or 50 yards, and the Wolves have answered themselves with a couple of big, long runs.
Yep, level one of the football playoffs. And Sparky, you can just tell it's a playoff game. There's just a little different atmosphere. It's just that little extra energy in the facility, and this has been a good one. Wolves will keep it on the ground, and carrying the football is Logan off.
Yeah, when you get to those playoffs, there's just so much more on the line. It's just like you just one team just doesn't want their season to end, and unfortunately, that's going to happen. And so that pressure just starts to build, especially late in the game when that starts to settle in a little bit. Like, this is it, we're done.
Yeah, it comes quickly, especially if you're a senior. And Sparks, you know that. You coached Eau Claire Memorial. You're an assistant for a long time, a coordinator. And, you have to kind of balance that. At some point, I'm guessing there's some kids you need to kind of remind, hey, this is it. We don't win this game, we're done. And then the other I think there's probably some other kids where you have to just calm them down and just remind them, hey, it's the game of football. Same game you've always played.
Yeah, that's what you've really got to preach during the week is just prepare for that game. Don't look beyond it. Don't think about this could be your last one. There's that counter again that's been effective.
Good run for Riley Beckel.
Riley Beckel, the ball carrier.
Yeah, and again, it's, you get 7 divisions in high school football here in the state of Wisconsin, plus the 8-man division. So there's only 8 teams in the entire state that get to end their season with the win. So you got to, like coaches and everybody said, you got to enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I absolutely enjoy every Friday night that you can get, no doubt about it.
Blake Allen hitting the hole hard, running hard, and he gets down to the 30-yard line, and that should move the sticks.
But here again now with Regis, you look, and there's all of a sudden now they're getting some reserves to get in there for some reps. All these things, again, that we talked about last year and how these 2s and 3s can get on the field and get some playoff experience. And, here tonight, again, they get a chance to get those reserves in the game and get some playoff action to carry over to next year.
Line of scrimmage is the 30.
Penalty flag on the play.
That'll be offside Regis.
Somebody lined up in the neutral zone there.
Offside. Defense. First and 5 for the Wolves after the penalty at the Rambler 25.
Blake Allen on the carry, pushing forward. He gets a little shove from behind from one of the linemen for Elmwood Plum City. I think that was Caden LeBlanc. Gave him a push.
Also over the stop, Greg Troisi.
Leave it just a second and about a long one or a short two here.
Approaching 10-minute mark left here in the fourth quarter.
At the Rambler 22.
Trying to run the counter, and nowhere to go for the ball carrier, Logan Off.
The ball carrier. Preston Semling and Chase Koska on the tackle.
So a few of the starters still out there for Regis, but like you said, Sparks, there are a lot of guys seeing their first game action in this contest.
Yeah,
out there for the Ramblers.
Yeah, they're just kind of sprinkling them in, one or two at a time. They haven't gone a full wholesale, but a real nice play there on second down with that great penetration there to make that little inside counter get blown up in the backfield.
Wolves looking at a 3rd and 8, and this is undoubtedly 4-down territory for Elmwood Plum City.
There's
Football is loose, picked up by Blake Allen, and he's going to be taken down.
Boy, that's
Chase Koska.
Yeah, that's happened 3 times tonight now for the Wolves, unfortunately, and every time it has just brought them way back, and just a terrible situation, especially with this offense and how it just relies on the run game so much, and it just puts them in such a hole.
I said undoubtedly 4-down territory. I should have added the caveat, unless they have a big loss after a mishandled snap. Nevertheless, they are going to be lining up in punt formation.
Yeah, a little surprised by this call. I mean, you are on the 42, and I get it. It's 4th and forever, but you could try to just run one play and see what you could get, because it's hard to pin Regis deep.
Oh, the Ramblers mishandled a punt, and they cover it up at the 12. So that's where Regis will begin this possession. It was Harrison Haas doing a good job on getting to that loose football. It's kind of a wobbler punted away there by the Wolves. Dylan Zeilinger, their punter.
Yeah, I think as he was about to catch that, his eyes went up ahead to see what he had in front of him rather than tracking that all the way in, and he just kind of muffed it. But, again, was able to at least smartly fall on that quickly to keep it in possession. As Regis starts with the football on their 8th possession, and they are 7 for 7 on possessions with touchdowns.
On the toss, it's Koska.
Chase Koska, the ball carrier.
He gets it across the 15-yard line.
Zeilinger and Colbert on the tackle.
After 3 quarters in Hudson, your score remains Chip Division I bracket. More running by Regis.
John Cole, the ball carrier.
Lots of guys
Logan Off on the side.
getting playing time, including John Cole.
So, see, I think that's the first time we've called his name tonight.
Yep.
Gain of 7 on the
Did a real nice job being patient there in the hole. Kind of just getting hang up behind those linemen and found a seam and punched up there for about 7 yards.
Elmwood Plum City will take it.
Experience the personal service we worked for 50 years to achieve and will continue to improve on for many years to come.
Six minutes, 43 seconds remaining. Regis Ramblers leading the Elmwood Plum City Wolves by a score of 50-16. I believe one of the ends on that Regis line jumped early. So it's going to back up the Ramblers a little bit.
It looks like Regis pretty much has their whole second offense in the game now.
Number 15.
including a new quarterback, and that is Joey Brommer, who's a 9th grader. And they'll give that delay to Luke Betcher. Plows forward for a couple.
That's always something you forget about the Division 7 level, and you start getting into the bench and some of those reserves come in. They go down to freshmen playing in these situations. You know, you just don't see that in the D1 schools, but you get down to D7, they're all part of the program. They're all going to play.
Well, and a great opportunity for a 9th grade quarterback to get some game time. You figure Owen Weisenberger, he's a junior. He'll be back next year. Good run that time by the Ramblers.
But again, this is what builds this program so strong every year.
Brady Strom, his first carry.
You got all sorts of freshmen and sophomore on the field right now, getting great experience. And
well, in Sparks, and we've talked about this over the last couple of years, you not only get the game experience, you're getting multiple weeks of extra practice time every single year.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? I mean, you get 4 or 5 extra weeks over everybody else in their program. Well, within 2 years, that same kid has all of a sudden played an extra season.
And more penalty markers thrown.
Dead ball. False start. Offense.
Backups are getting a little antsy, trying to get off the football early.
Well, and for Regis, again, depending on, and a little surprised we haven't gotten any Edgar updates. Wildcats at home, taking on Glenwood City. So at last check, it was 15-8 in favor of the Wildcats, leading the Hilltoppers of Glenwood City. So Regis, if that score holds up, would have to go on the road next week. So
After the penalty from the 32.
We shall see if the Ramblers are able to come back and have another game here at Carson Park. Brady Strom on the carry.
Brady Strom on the carry. Brett Kopp on the tackle.
And more players being shuttled in by the Regis coaching staff.
Loss of 1 on the play.
2nd and 16.
2nd and 16 for the Ramblers at their own 31.
There's that fullback delay again.
Right up the middle for more good yardage. And that is Luke Betcher.
Betcher almost broke that one. A shoestring tackle there in the secondary to save him. Creates a 3rd and 4.
Update from Hudson. The Raiders got a touchdown to tie it. Chippewa Falls answered on a Mason Von Hayden 1-yard touchdown run. Chi-High leading 21-14. Still 10.5 minutes to go, though.
3rd and 4 for the Ramblers at their own.
Ramblers looking at a 3rd and 4.
Little boot pass.
Tipped. And nearly intercepted. Ramblers trying to get the ball to Ben Baltz. But it was defended well by the Wolves. And for the first time tonight, the Regis Ramblers will punt.
Alex Shula in the punt for the Ramblers. Blake Allen.
Alex Shula lined up to punt. And it's a good punt for Shula. And that one is going to roll inside the 15-yard line. Shula, normally a starter, and he was a good tight end. We saw him last year. He's a senior now, and I would guess that he's dealing with some kind of an injury because we had not seen him on the field up to this point. But obviously, whatever the situation is there, it's not affecting his punting.
I was going to say, it's obviously not his right leg, is it? As he just boomed that one. A great kick for Regis.
45-yard punt by Alex Shula. 1st and 10 for the Wolves at their 13.
Blake Allen on the carry after carrying out a nice play fake, and Blake Allen takes across the 20. It's a final up in Rice Lake, Division III. Warriors win it 50-7 over La Crosse Logan. So Rice Lake gets another home game. It'll either be Lakeland or Sparta in the next round.
First down.
Yeah, Rice Lake, you talk about a good program that just sustains itself year in and year out. Rice Lake is in the playoffs and making a deep run.
Gain of 10 on the play. First and 10 for the Wolves at their 23.
Owen Colber on the carry for Elmwood Plum City.
Tyler Gailing on the tackle.
Wondering if Blake Allen's night might be done. He was, boy, he did it all for the Wolves tonight. Just a really nice player.
Yeah, he is fun to watch. I'm sure glad he got an opportunity tonight to showcase this at Carson Park. Outstanding running back right there.
For the Wolves at their own 26.
2:45, and the clock is moving here in the fourth quarter. Wolves keep it on the ground. Not a lot of running room there for Owen Kober. The Regis defense got there quickly.
Yeah, great job out of the secondary right there. He saw that sweep coming around this way. He just knifed in there, made a great tackle right around the knees, brought him down.
Clock continues to move. Sorry, Spurs.
I was just saying, I think that last tackle was number 17, John Cole.
For the Wolves at their own 25.
3rd and 8 now for Elmwood Plum City. Pushing forward on the carry that time. That's Dylan Zeilinger. He's a junior. He has been handling the punting duties, getting a carry there. It's going to bring up the 4th and short. 4th and 2 now for Elmwood Plum City. Clock continues to move.
Fourth and 2 for the Wolves at their own 31.
Straight up the middle goes Owen Kober, trying to extend that football.
And he's got it.
He's got the first down, so nice job by Owen Kober.
Yeah, good second effort right there, reaching that football out to make sure he got the first down.
Danielson on the tackle. First down.
Danielson in there for the tackle for Regis. As we are now under 1 minute left here on the contest.
First and 10 for the Wolves at their own 34.
We'll run that inside counter. It opens up, and the ball carrier will take it out to the 45-yard line. That's Logan Oth.
Gain of 10.
So the Wolves fighting to the end here, putting on a good effort, but it's going to be the Regis Ramblers moving on to level 2. Down to 20 seconds.
Yeah, hopefully we can get that Edgar score before we end here.
Owen
Kober on the carry again.
And that'll do it.
And this one is in the books. Regis Ramblers, impressive. Downing a really pesky Elmwood Plum City team.
Again, the Ramblers will play the winner of the game being played tonight between Edgar and Glenwood City. The last score we had was Edgar leading 15-0 in the third quarter.
So you heard our PA announcer
Friday, the 27th of October.
telling what that score was. Edgar leading in the third quarter. So the Regis Ramblers going to move on to level 2. And Sparks, if it indeed means a trip to Edgar next week, you know that's not going to be easy. Jerry Sins, one of the deans of Wisconsin high school football coaching. It's a program that they've been as good as long as I can remember. But, again, Regis is kind of getting to that point that they're a small school power in the state as well. So if that's indeed the matchup next week, that's going to be a good one.
It'll be outstanding. And I think, again, tonight, Regis has kind of made a statement that, hey, they're back and they're going to challenge again for another state title. You just go back over their last 4 games, 38 points, 43 points, 43 points, and now 50 points in the first game of the playoffs. You know, I think they've made a statement that their offense is clicking and it's as good as it's ever been.
Yeah, didn't have to throw the ball a lot. When they did, they were pretty much on point. Weisenberg, I should say, ran the offense well. You know, he gets them in out of the huddle. He looks like he's in command out there, and the backs, boy, they run hard. And in Andrews and Everett Tate, Ian Andrews, Everett Tate, they got 2 guys who can go the distance at any time. You also get the sense, too, Sparks, that the Ramblers played it relatively close to the vest tonight and didn't put a whole lot out there on tape.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. I think once they knew that double wing was going to do everything they wanted it to do, you know, they ran it and they ran their points and they've got what they wanted. And, they went with that single back with 2 receivers that won a little bit. But other than that, they really didn't show much. We've seen in the past where they've come out in those trip sets and they've run those little screens with, wide receiver screens, bubble screens and things like that. And they didn't even have to use that tonight. They did run that one tight end up his seam, which pass was laid right there. He just happened to drop it because that one probably would have gone to the house. So, again, like you said, I think they were a little conservative. They tried to just run their base stuff, and it was good enough tonight. So I think, like you said, they're not going to put a whole lot on film out there for Edgar, and it'll just be a lot of fun. If you get a chance to get over to that game next Friday night, it'll be outstanding.
And if you can't make it, then I believe Zaleski Sports will have you covered.
Would assume so, yeah, especially it's right over there as where Zaleski Sports is based out of that area. I'm sure there'll be a broadcast for televised for that one, folks.
We'll recap the scoring. Ramblers got it going in the first quarter on their opening drive. Ian Andrews' 41-yard touchdown run. They added a 2-point conversion, and it was 8-0 Regis with 11:20 to go in the first. Elmwood Plum City answered on its ensuing drive. Blake Allen, a 2-yard TD run. Allen added the 2-point conversion. We were all tied up, 8 apiece, 4:43 left. Then Braden Albee broke loose on a 32-yard TD run. That was Albee with the 2-point conversion run on that first touchdown, but he added the touchdown. Jack Schroeder booted the P. Regis. Final. Sparks, hey, Regis, kind of the beat goes on for Bryant Brenner's team. Really impressive tonight, and, it'll be a tough matchup next week, but this team, again, you look at the recent history, playing really well.
Yeah, like I said, as the season's gone on down the stretcher, they've really put it together. You just, again, look at those offensive outputs they've put on the last 4 games. And, like you said, Owen Weisenberger done a great job of running this offense. And then you put Andrews and Tate at those 2 wings. And those 2, you miss the tackle, and they'll take it to the house. Great speed on the perimeter. So, again, just a great dual threat there in the backfield. And, again, the defense made adjustments tonight. That first drive, they were able to the Wolves were able to drive it down and really kind of punch it down and take it all the way and really looked effective running the football. But then all of a sudden, Regis gets the chance to get in the sideline. Coaches come together with them. They make a couple adjustments, and that was it. They only allowed 1 more score the whole game, and by then it was already over. So, again, good coaching and good job by those defensive players making those adjustments.
Coming up next, the Postgame Show, brought to you by Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team when you experience any sports-related injury or issue. You can count on prompt, proper diagnosis and customized treatment plan to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athlete in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and Western Wisconsin. That's coming up next on Zaleski Sports.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching, sports, or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called the labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls. We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport and allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip is affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff.
Here at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we have 12 partners, orthopedics, neurosurgery, non-operative spine, and foot and ankle. We really pride ourselves in listening closely to the patients and hearing what they're saying, spending a lot of time engaging in the conversation of what is really bothering that person.
After meeting with the patient, Dr. Carlson determined that his difficulties had all been related to painful hip impingement.
It was incredibly important for me to meet with a doctor that understood sports and athletics and kind of just how I wanted to continue that lifestyle instead of just kind of shutting it down. So meeting with someone like Dr. Carlson was incredibly important to me because he understood how I still wanted to be active after a surgery and still wanted to maintain my daily lifestyle.
While visiting with Dr. Carlson, we learned that he grew up skiing and continues to ski competitively across the country and also enjoys hunting, fishing, and hiking. He is passionate that his patients' goals are his goals. Whether it is getting them back to playing with their kids, working aggressively, or competing in sports, his patients are more active and enjoy their lives.
When I see those people so happy with themselves, so happy with their decision to have this fixed or to go through this process, as scary as it sometimes is, if you don't know what's on the other side, it's so satisfying for me.
At Marquardt Motors, we want our customers to experience the highest possible level of satisfaction. That's why we offer the largest selection of new and used vehicles at the lowest possible price. It's why we offer Saturday service, and we have our own body shop on site. We want buying and taking care of your vehicle to be easy and convenient for you. Earning your trust is what matters most. At Marquardt, we know business is really about people and relationships, not dollar signs in the bottom line. That's why our salespeople are paid by salary and a bonus for volume, but never a commission on the amount you pay for your vehicle. It's why we offer comfortable waiting rooms with refreshments, home-baked cookies, and free Wi-Fi. Buying and servicing your vehicle should be both easy and comfortable. At Marquardt Motors, we know your vehicle is a huge part of your life, providing freedom of mobility and safety for your family. That's why we offer the largest fleet of free loaners in the area. It's also why we offer GM certified service and parts at very competitive prices. It's why we have GM certified and world-class technicians on our team. You can have peace of mind knowing that we'll be here to take care of you for as long as you own your vehicle. It's our goal to offer the best car buying and servicing experience in the Chippewa Valley. We can't promise to be perfect, but we will always strive to operate with integrity. I'm Dave Marquardt. I invite you to come experience the personal service we've worked for 50 years to achieve and will continue to improve on for many years to come.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching, sports, or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called a labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or a capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tear in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls.
Welcome back to Carson Park in Eau Claire, Regis Ramblers celebrating this win in level 1 of the Division 7 playoffs, 50-16 over Elmwood Plum City. We were hoping to hear from Ramblers head coach Brian Brenner. He's still in the locker room talking with a couple of his guys and a few of his assistants, so he's unable to join us for this post-game show. Regis Ramblers will move on to level 2 of the Division 7 playoffs, where they will likely play Edgar. At last check, the Wildcats were leading Glenwood City 15-0 in the third quarter. If that score holds up, that level 2 matchup will be at Edgar. It'll be the Ramblers versus the Wildcats. So that's going to do it tonight from Carson Park. For my color commentator, Dave Sparger, and producer Colin McClowry, I'm Bob Bradovich saying good night from Carson Park in Eau Claire.